Hi there, my name is Ben, and I found this week's discussion to be super interesting. Of the three areas that were talked about in the videos and readings, self-concept, perception, and emotions, I find that self-concept was the one I would communicate with the least clarity. Um, sorry. And I found this one interesting because in a way it could be put as I'm not communicating and showing people how I am with the most clarity, but it's more of a question and like challenges it brings up. But to get into that, what I'm kind of thinking is I know myself, my perceived self, all my thoughts, beliefs, and values, and what I know to be true about me, my strengths and weaknesses. I know that very well, comfortably, and that's kind of what I go around bringing to the table when I'm meeting people or hanging out with friends. They know me for that and who I am. And but my presenting self, kind of the superficial face I put on when I go to meet people for the first time, is kind of where things like go different because, well, I have absolutely no issue getting to meet anyone, talking about anything and interacting. But from these situations, you pick up these clues and contexts and what works well, what doesn't, what are these people into? And you take them, and or at least for me, I take them and I walk away with them and kind of wonder how they would apply to my perceived self. Since I kind of shut down the most of me, or not most of me, but the parts of my perceived self that probably wouldn't fit in every social situation. And they come in contact with the ones I picked up from this new conversation. And they really just make me start to wonder, like, would these people, interact the exact same as if I were Uh, sorry. Would they interact the same if I was like truly me with my perceived self? Or kind of, what would work? How would it go? And I think that's also important because the responses of other people help build our perceived self and our self-concept, kind of who we think we are. Like if you say a joke and no one laughs or everyone laughs, you take that information and walk away with it. And it kind of helps create and form who you are. But instead of just taking that and accepting it, like, oh, I made no one laugh, I'm not funny, I always kind of challenge it. And I think, okay, I know this to be true about me. Does this line up with what happened here in this new situation I was in and I made no one laugh? Does that fit with the rest of me that I know to be true? Questions like this is kind of where the clarity comes into play. And then I start to wonder, as I put these all together, am I really showing out? Am I presenting myself and making it match truly who like my perceived self is? I kind of wonder if there's things I'm leaving out, if it matters too much. And that's where most of the unclarity lies, is the bits and pieces we take and learn and how that clashes and affects your perceived self. And yeah, that's most of my wonderings and my curiosity of this topic.